No, this is Greg Allison Green Greg. It's coming to you on the 12th of July, 21. Time on deck, 4,600 hours Central Daylight Time. If you're not worried about the power grid, you're not aware. Your eyes aren't open and your head is not on a swivel, because there's a lot of threats to our power grid and other threats to our society. And we're seeing one of the root causes being cyber security. Now, it just so happens that typically it would be a good thing for people to practice things to maintain our cyber security. But sometimes those practice sessions give some people the willy-nillys. And gee, we got to wonder why. Maybe when certain groups do it, and certain groups have certain histories, it makes a person go, We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about the cyber polygon and our grid and a few other things here, but we're going to be pretty quick with this tonight, I hope. So the proposition of my channel is help you survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive. And I tell my followers, keep their eyes wide open and head on a swivel to see what's coming. And I try to bring you videos and help enable you to do that. So if you've not subscribed to my channel, subscribe, bang the update notification bell and click all, so you get my notifications. Now, some of my sessions I post right up, so you may not see a notification. Hey, a lot of people think everything of this live session. No, I do live sessions, but some of these are pre-recorded. And because it just enables me to deliver a real punch talk about some topic, technical topic area typically. And this is part of my Eyes Wide Open and Head on a Swivel series. Things to watch out for, things to be aware of. And the key reason you need to be aware is so you will know to prepare. Now, I do videos on preventative things we can do to ensure that our power grid stays up. And actually having exercises of grid down is one of them, as advocated by my good friend, Ambassador Hank Cooper, in one of my previous videos. He's done that. He's enabled his local EMA organizations in the state of South Carolina and North Carolina too, to really look at what it really meant if the full grid went down through realistic exercises. And went, oh my gosh, we can't handle this. And so they're preparing to get their grid in the Carolinas under deep power hardened. They're the leader in this country in that area because of his initiatives in that area. Shame that video didn't get much over 1,000 views. That video should have been the most viewed video on this channel because it's the most practical thing that you can do. But I also include other things. I've had Command Sergeant Major Mike maybe on the channel a couple times talking about what you can do to get your grid hardened in terms of political actions. And we've had quite a few others on this channel too. Dr. Peter Vincent Pry, and of course myself, General Ken Krosniak. And other guests. We'll bring more on too. All right, all that said, one other thing I will tell you is we're going to go on, we're going to look at a bunch of websites, and we're going to look at Professor Klaus Schwab for just a little bit. And he loves us so much, right, guys? But remember this. One of the best things you can do to get ready for grid down or any other it hits the fan situation is to make sure you've got enough food to get through the bad days. I've done videos on water purification and sanitation, which are two different things, Mr. Dave Hodges. So aside from that, which is very critical, but I've already covered it, you need long-term food storage that can make sure you got enough calories and got enough protein to get through the tough times. A lot of the foods are short in calories and proteins. This food storage pan has food that lasts 25 years and gives you 2,000 calories a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and desserts and drinks that'll make you a winner. Go to prepwithgreg.com. This is real food. It's not the mushy stuff that you get. It's not dehydrated. This is freeze-dried. This is real food. And it comes out looking just like real milk. Just like you see here, it is real milk on the cover. And it's beautiful stuff. And it's lightweight. That's a good thing. And it comes, you get well, we have a special right now. If you order a month supply, you get 2 of these buckets, and that's $50 off. But if you order a 3-month supply, you get 300 smack-a-molies, $300 off. Great deal. Check it out. Hard to beat. All right. And go to prepwithgreg.com. There's also the My Patriot Supply logo. And if you click on it, it takes you into the My Patriot Supply website. Many prepping supplies there available for you. You need to check them out. So let's get back to this. Let's go back. What the world, guys? What the world? Let's look at some stuff here. From our great friends who bring us the Great Reset. Y'all remember the Great Reset? I've done some videos on this. You know, this is the thing that gets us to the point where you can say, I own nothing. I have no privacy, and life has never been better. Wow. Really? No privacy. I own nothing. They're saying you won't even own the clothes that are on you. Nothing. When they say nothing, they literally mean it here. You know, so they totally want to reset our economy. Everything about it, the way you live, all aspects of it. For what? Global warming. Yeah, I promote global warming. So I get to just to kind of, yeah, I proudly promote global warming. But global warming is the reason they say we need to go this great reset. You know, no privacy. Life's never been better. You think you're really going to feel that when you have no freedom, no privacy? You can't. You're totally dependent on others in the state. Totally dependent. You have no independence at all. But you don't. You can't even make your own living because you own nothing. Interesting, right? Well, the same guys brought us cyber Polygon. Why? Because they love us so much. They're trying to protect us from grid down. Now, admittedly, they need a grid in order to maintain that system. They need a big grid, cyber grid and power grid, in order to make all that happen. So maybe they really do want to maintain the power grid within certain things, certain parameters, right? Cyber Polygon from the World Economic Forum. And it's the Great Reset from who? The World Economic Forum. Cyber Polygon. What is this here? What? Yeah, we'll just read what they tell us it is. Cyber Polygon is a unique cybersecurity event that combines the world's largest training exercise for corporate teams and online conference featuring senior officials from international organizations and leading corporations. Now, they had a training exercise and an online conference, two different things. And so we'll go on. The 2021 conference discusses the key risk of digitalization and best practices to secure the development of digital ecosystems. Ecosystems, digital ecosystems, interesting terminology. The 2021 technical exercise builds and tests the skills needed to protect our industries, centering on targeting supply chain attacks. So we're about supply chain attacks. Like, you know, we had with the Colonial Pipeline, that was a supply chain attack. Every year, the training brings together global businesses and corporate agencies to focus on technical exercises every year. Well, this is the second one. Well, fortunately, nothing major happened after the first one. But why are people so suspicious of this? Why do people, is it because it's the guys that are bringing us this, or the guys that are promoting this? Or is it because that before something happened back in early 2020 and late 2019, we had this? And what was this all about? A tabletop pandemic exercise? See, a lot of people can see this as a flag when some of these things happen. Now, is it? Well, you be the judge. High level exercise team. High level. Look at some of the names down here. Well, this is really high level too. We'll go and we'll see who's behind some of this stuff. We'll look at what it is, who's behind it. My Zoom will let me go in. So this thing had two scenarios that they in the training session, not the conference, but the so-called training session. And they had a red team, blue team. And in here, they're not talking too much about the red team actions. I guess the red team is the bad guy, the attacker. So this is what the blue team is doing. Objective: develop skills for repelling targeted cyber attacks on business critical systems. Oh, that sounds good. Legend: during an attack, an unknown attacker group could gain access to a segment of the virtual corporate infrastructure. Well, that's happened, right? This segment contains services responsible for the continuous integration and deployment of the company's web application. The threat actors could not gain access to the virtual servers, but stole large amounts of information about the application being developed, including parts of the source code and development documentation. This is how their scenarios to play out. This is what's supposed to happen here. And then the blue team is to defend against it. The group's main target is the user data processed by the application. To that end, the attackers are planning to use the stolen information to tamper with the development processes and embed backdoors into the application. So they come in and attack some more down the road. The group would be able to proceed to the final attack stage, attack the application in the product environment and take possession of the desired data. So the blue team is basically there to stop that. Well, the other scenario also has an objective: develop skills in incident investigation based on successful phishing attack. So this is a phishing attack. Legend, the blue team protects the ecosystem of a large group of companies. One of the workstation users of the parent company reports suspicious files, and the director, the investigator, identifies the vector of compromise. Specifically, the update installed on a business critical application being developed by a subsidiary. So this one goes on down. Look, these are fairly innocuous everyday kind of things that relate to the kind of attacks you see on the system. This isn't directly aimed at, say, the power grid per se, or the power grid. It's the main thing we're worried about. A lot of people said this is going to be a power grid down conference. It's not evidenced here in what they're saying directly, but Klaus Schwab has talked to that specifically, not on the day of this, but he did speak to the group here. Training. Let's see who's involved in this. We're going to listen to Klaus Schwab for just a little bit, so you can find out about it, which cases back to that agenda. We've already seen that. Partners and participants. Let's take a look at who. 200 teams from 48 countries have registered for the training. It comes up: IBM, TAS, NTV, Spear, how you would say that? Tinkoff, yeah, a lot of international groups. Mail.ru.group, that's a Russian activity, I guess. MTS, CSA Singapore, Cybersecurity Agency of Singapore. Qatar University, that's pronounced. I can, us English guys can't even say that properly. Deutsche Bank Technology Center. Yeah, look, guys, there's huge international companies involved in this from all over the world. Gulf Bank, cybersecurity organizations, Old Phil Partners, Home Credit Bank, Tropical Bio Nature, Ag Tools, Expedia Group. Oh, Expedia. It goes on and on. But if you want to see who's really involved in the World Economic Forum, you go back up to their website. It's thousands of the top corporations in the world, government organizations that back it. This is just the ones backing this particular exercise. So we're not going to go all into that. Well, let's listen to the founder of the World Economic Forum, Professor Klaus Schwab.
Your Excellency, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Hermann Gref, dear participants, it's a great privilege to address you for the second year in a row here at the Cyber Polygon.
I'm saying he's just so sweet. How in the world could he, how could he pose any problems to us? This is a sweet old man, right?
We have come together today to discuss how we can develop secure digital ecosystems and protect companies, but also societies from cyber attacks. We must do so with a broader mission in mind, to improve the state of our digital world.
Ah, what does that mean? See, that's interesting. Well, he's not going to say a whole lot in here. The one thing the World Economic Forum learned is you don't want to wake up the masses because they did it and everybody kind of started pointing at them. And so they took a lot of stuff down. They're very careful on what they say now. Let's go over here and get another reading on some of the things they talked about during the sessions. Let's see. Yeah. During the session dedicated to developing an international response combating ransomware, Craig Jones, cybercrime director at Interpol. Now, see, Interpol has been very much involved in this. Interpol is an international organization of police organizations. So it's like an international police force, except it's, it's more of a coordinating agency between the police forces. Stated that international regulation at this stage is not enough for the cybercrime level. According to him, the popularity of cryptocurrencies has led to the spread of ransomware. Why? Because they're taking payment in cryptocurrencies, and I guess it's hard to trace, even though cryptocurrencies have blockchains, which is supposed to forward everything. Apparently, there's room for some anonymity. I can't even say it today. Anyway, therefore, cryptocurrencies need to be brought into the broad international finance structure to reduce the number of safe havens for cyber criminals. Aha. The cryptocurrencies topic was not raised only once during the event. There was a special session dedicated to making the financial system resilient as digital currencies proliferate, with the participation of Mark Bennett, president of MasterCard Europe, Matthew Dill, global head of strategic partnerships and ventures, senior vice president Visa, and Alexei Zabtukin, deputy governor of the Bank of Russia. These experts agreed that the financial industry is always among the first to embrace innovations, and it is necessary to estimate the possible risk of new technologies in addition to their advantages. So there you go. Maybe this is the real crux of what this session was all about. Now, you know me, I don't promote cyber currency just because I believe we have too big a risk of the grid going down. But for those that are in it, it gives them some way to get around the national currencies and the currencies that are regulated by the World Bank, you know, or the participants in the World Economic Forum, for example, the World Monetary Fund, those kind of guys. You know, they're just not part of those systems, so they operate outside the preferred systems of the banksters, if you will. Let me stop the share. So this could be it. This could be a part of what this one is really all about. It could be, see, what did China do? China kicked Bitcoin out. Now the Bitcoin followers say, oh, that's great. Now we can mine Bitcoin in other countries, you know, on a competitive basis. It's just a great opportunity. That's what the Bitcoin people are telling us. Not Greg Allison, I'm not saying that, okay? I'm not, like I said, I'm not advocating cryptos. But what China has done is they've created their own pseudo crypto that is the one that comes from the government, that they can give you money, but once they gave you that money, they can pull it back from you instantly. Yeah, that money's got a string on it. They can just jerk it back, and they can watch how you spend it. If you don't spend it right, they can shut it off, or maybe not allow you to spend it on something you want. It's a total control mechanism. So that's the kind of digital currency they may be aiming for. They may be wanting to model China's approach, possibly. Excuse me. Well, these organizations are not against control. It seems they have nothing against control at all. They might even like it, possibly, right? What do you think? You told me that. What do you think these guys like control? What would they like to control? What do you think? Yeah, I bet there'll be a lot of comments, but be careful though. Comments can get me in a lot of trouble. So I'm just asking questions here. This is just an exercise and wondering what are these guys up to. Like I said, on the surface, you need training sessions. You need to practice this stuff. You ought to get organizations involved in trying to stop cyber attacks. But be honest, they're not going to stop them. So what do I think? Do I think this will be effective? In a word, no. It won't be effective at stopping cyber attacks. Like I said, they did an exercise last year. Look how many cyber attacks we had this year. The real thing that I worry the most about, though, is a lot of denial of service attacks that can cost our public, our supply chain dearly. And our supply chain is especially fragile right now after the bug went around and things just aren't up and running full steam right now. And there's also all kind of issues with shipping containers and all kind of craziness right now. It is driving prices nuts and putting havoc in the economy that we're all having to pay the prices for. Go out and buy some plywood. I just went to Lowe's, within the last week, and it's $80 a sheet. Still, I was told plywood prices went down. I was going, yeah, good. $80 a sheet. Oh my Lord. No, not right now. Let me wait a little bit, see if it do come down. But you know, these are the kind of things we're talking about. You pay for it. You pay for it, and you go to the pump. You're going to pay for it in your electricity bills. But hope that you still got electricity. You know, we do have to worry about cybercrime. We do have to worry about cyber criminals. And there may be somebody out there that does want to take our grid down for ransom purposes, or just because they don't like us. Or maybe it would be a control scheme. If they take a grid down in such a way that fries the main transformers, those big 200 to 400 ton transformers that take 18 months to get on the loading deck after you order them, and then 9 out of 10 people perish in a year because you can't get them fast enough, then you might think that was an outside attack, maybe. But if you have an attack that just shuts things off, and then 6 months later they all come back on, poof, the control grid's still in place, that would be of interest. That would be highly interesting, to say the least. What caused that? I don't know, guys. You know, that's the kind of attack most of you guys expect from the comments I've seen over and over. And well, I don't know. You tell me. Well, be careful what you say. This is not a freedom of speech platform, so we have to watch ourselves here. Yeah, but I do have a platform I can talk on. It's on Lee Wilbarger's network, KLNW World News. He's got a push to talk application called Zello. And I can go in there and tell you what's on my mind. Here I've got can't do that. So just be careful. I do expect we got the sun is starting to act up again. It's starting to get active. Our magnetic grid, the Earth's magnetic field is dropping. Our power grid's at risk naturally. We are probably at more risk of nuclear war right now than we've ever been in a long time. Not just Russia, but there's China, there's Iran, there's North Korea. There's so many players who are just playing now. It's on such a multiplayer scene today. So many people with different actions and agendas playing in it. It makes it far more complex. And we've narrowly missed it several times with Russia in years past. So guys, you do need to get ready. You need to prepare. Let's hope for the best and pray and prepare. Let's hope and pray for the best and prepare for the worst. That's the best we can do. Go to prepwithgreg.com. Also, start a garden. If you've not started a garden, you can still grow a garden. There's still some summer vegetables you can grow, and there's a fall garden. You do amazing fall gardens. Check out my links to True Leaf Market for garden supplies. You can grow microgreens in your house year round. I got videos showing you how to do that on this channel. I got videos showing you how to garden. I got videos showing you how to use a worm farm, so you don't have to go to the store to buy stuff to make your garden work. I'll be doing another video soon on the real gravity of grid down. A lot of people still don't get it. They really don't get what it's going to mean when the grid goes down. Especially a lot of people that are already living off grid. They think they're going to be unaffected. No, not at all. We will all be affected. So I'll go into that more in the near future. And of course, I'll continue to bring you more topics about keeping your eyes wide open, head on a swivel. So I appreciate all you swivel heads who follow me through all this. So I just want to thank you for watching this video and wish everybody a good night. Oh yeah, I've been since the 12th of July for about half a week now. There's a reason for that. It's a special day for me. This is a special day. It's somebody's birthday. Not mine, but somebody else's. These are real dear to me and my family. So anyway, much love to everyone. Y'all take care. God bless. And let's hope and pray that we get through these times without all this stuff falling on us. And if we do, that we have the strength and resiliency to get through, shake the dust off, and stand up on the other side and build a better world. That's our objective. Thank y'all for watching. Good night.